Hi, I'm Cindy Halpern, and today's discussion will be about defriending people on Facebook. Facebook is something probably more important to me than the average person. I live on Long Island, and I belong to different groups, but I don't have everyday friends here. And so Facebook has become a community for me to reach out to, and I take my friendships on Facebook extremely seriously, and I don't defriend people casually. It takes a lot of thought. In this particular case, I had wrote strong opinions about Bruce Jenner. And my opinion was not that he was reassigning his gender. My opinion was that he had been dishonest with people, and the way he processed that with other people is what I was objecting to, that he wasn't honest with 3 wives, not 1, but 3, and I was questioning his dishonesty and not his sexual preference. And so I felt very strongly about that, because I dealt with a family when I was a counselor that was going through this, and the person had been dishonest with them, and I saw how the children were disrupted by this, and that it caused major problems in the family, and so that's how I was responding to it. And this particular woman took it as being very negative, and then she went to say that she was deleting my posts without defriending me, and I thought to myself, if she doesn't want to read my posts, that's fine, but to remain friends with me didn't make sense. It was like a technicality, and I thought, I really don't want someone who doesn't want to read my stuff to be a friend of mine on Facebook, and I'm not objecting to them not wanting to read my stuff. It's just I felt like I really wanted someone to be wholeheartedly with me on Facebook or not, and she wasn't. And she felt it was very negative, and I thought, well, that this is the parting of the ways, and that there weren't any hard feelings. She certainly had a right to her opinion, and I had a right to mine, and we just couldn't, there was no meeting of the mind, so I defriended her. I'll be honest, though, what hurt me more than defriending her was defriending her boyfriend. He had been one of my first friends on Facebook, and he had taught me about YouTube, and I just had a meeting of the minds with him. I really liked it, admired him, but I thought to myself, they're a nice couple, and I could see that she's the right one for him, and they get along very well, and I really like this guy as a friend. And so, being a friend, I want the best for him, and this girl is good for him. And I thought, this is not going to work. He needs to be strongly with her and not be friends with me on Facebook anymore. It was an either-or situation. I didn't think he could have both. I thought that this would be better for them as a couple, that I would just defriend him as well, even though the argument was not with him. And some people might question my doing that, but if you really care for a person, you want the best. And this guy had gone through a lot, I'm not going to say, and he finally found a really nice girl, and I don't want to be a part of that. I'm sure he would have stood strongly by her anyhow, would have taken her side anyhow, which is the right thing to do, but then it would have spilled over with my relationship with him on Facebook, and I thought, I can't really do it. So I had to defriend him too, and in fact, he and I had a slight conversation after that happened, and I tried to explain to him what I just explained to you now, that I want the best for him. This girl is the right girl for him, and that he needs to, you know, stay strong with her and just let me go as a Facebook friend. And so that was my thinking on it. And I'm really sad specifically to lose him as a Facebook friend. He made me laugh sometimes. I get very serious, and he made me laugh, and he had funny YouTubes, and he was strong-willed, and he encouraged me in many ways, and it's a loss for me. It's really a terrible loss, but I still think I did the right thing for him, and I want him to know that it was done with concern for him and not begrudging at all, because he needs to take her aside. It is the right thing for him to take her side against mine. That is what he should do, and that is what he's doing, and I agree with him, and I wanted to support him in staying with her. But it's very hurtful, and with Facebook, people will come and go. I mean, I would say the core of the people have stayed with me, but there's been a few I've had to delete, and it's always hurt me. But sometimes there's no meeting of the minds, and you just have to do that. And it's sad for me, and I don't take it lightly, and I think I'll think about this for a long time to come still. But I'm a serious kind of person. I'm a reflective kind of person. I take my friendships very seriously, and this is how I take it. And also, sometimes on these sites, people don't agree with me, and I went off a site because there was a strong disagreement with me, and I thought, let the site go on and let me get off the site, that it wasn't a good meeting of the minds. And again, I did it with the best of intentions to avoid conflict and to just get off the site, and it's just easier sometimes to do it that way. Facebook has a life of its own, has an etiquette of its own. Some of the etiquette I didn't even understand. Some of it I still don't understand. And I have a different way of thinking about things, and some people don't get me. And, you know, I'm a difficult person to completely understand, but my heart's always in the right place. And that's the bottom line, that I do things out of good intentions, whether they're misunderstood or not. I can't control that. But I have to be true to myself. I mean, there's just one me, and I have to be who I am. And if people don't like that, I wouldn't say too bad. I would just say, I'm sorry, but I have to be me. And it's taken a lifetime to figure that out, that I just need to be myself. And I don't deliberately want to hurt anybody. But I'm just being myself, and my opinions offend people. I'm sorry, but they are my opinions, and I do need to express them.